Resilience is built how? Intentionally. The opposite of resilience is weakness. It's delicacy. It's mushiness, we might say. And there's a lot of that, as we've said, in our world today. We've gotten mushier as people. Why? Because life is a lot easier than it used to be. You know, 40, 50, 60 years ago, people were still living. They had to go out into the well and get their water every morning, okay? They had to go out and feed the cows and feed the cows. Is that what you do? Milk the cows, feed the hogs. I guess I never did that, but some people did, okay? They had, and can you imagine this? There was a time that we didn't have air conditioning. Can you imagine that? There was a time that churches didn't have air conditioning and people still came. Can you believe that, okay? And when you walked through the doors, they handed you a little fan. Anybody remember the little fans, okay? I remember those little fans, usually from a funeral home, okay? Amen, okay? And I remember sitting in service and taking my pen and coloring in all the O's and all the A's. And, that was what I did. But we threw the windows open and we still had church. Why? Because that's what life was. And so life over the years have gotten a lot easier. I mean, you don't really have to do much studying anymore. All you have to do is say, Google. So it's made us a lot softer as people. And the softer you get, the less resilience there is inside of you. So there needs to be strength restored, and that happens through facing challenges and facing stresses. See, some stress in your life is good for you. Thank you, Eric. Some stress in your life is are you sure? Yeah, because you're not going to grow without challenges. You're not going to grow without some stress. Now, there's a certain amount of distress. It's on a bell-shaped curve. You can follow it. With a bell-shaped curve with stress, stress builds to a point where it's has its highest benefit to you, and then it can become, on the downside of that bell-shaped curve, it become distress to your life if it's too much of it or too much or too intense. But there's a certain amount of stress that creates growth in your life. You need some obstacles along the way. You need some things that are going to require some discipline of you, some efforts along the way. Your children need some challenges. Your children need some obstacles. Your children need some discipline in their life. They need to be able to exercise some effort in their life, because godly grit is something people have to grow. It is not a gift. Oh, God, please give me the gift of resilience. God's okay. Here's a problem. Here's the challenge.